Children, it is next part of the chapter acids, bases and salts. Now let us discuss what happens to an acid or a base in a water solution. What happens to an acid or a base in a water solution? So you do an activity to observe the behavior of acid. Take about 1 gram of solid sodium chloride in a clean dry test tube. Children, take one dry test tube. In that test tube, take 1 gram sodium chloride and take a glass containing concentrated H2SO4 and add that concentrated H2SO4 to the NaCl. Then you know that there is a reaction between the H2SO4 and sodium chloride, and fill the upper end of the test tube with a cork, and that cork is to be fitted with delivery tube, and the reaction between the H2SO4 and sodium chloride liberates hydrochloric acid. Concentrated H2SO4 react with NaCl to form HCl gas. The HCl gas starts coming out of the other end of the upper end of the, that is the open end of the glass tube. Here through the glass tube HCl comes out. Then you take a litmus paper, hold a dry litmus paper in HCl. There is no change in color of dry blue litmus paper. It is a, take a dry blue litmus paper, hold in the HCl, but there is no change in the color of the litmus paper, even though it is a acid. You know that HCl is acid, and here you have taken a blue litmus paper. There is no change in the color of the blue litmus paper. You know that acid changes the blue litmus into red color, but even though HCl is acid, it does not changes the color of the blue litmus. So next you hold a wet blue litmus paper in HCl gas. We will see that wet blue litmus paper turns red. Wet blue litmus paper turns red. So here what you can conclude? You can conclude that HCl gas does not behave as an acid in the absence of water, and it behaves as a acid in the presence of water. This shows that HCl gas shows acidic behavior in the presence of water. This experiment shows that HCl gas does not show acidic behavior in the absence of water, but it shows acidic behavior in the presence of water. As dry HCl gas does not contain hydrogen ion in it, it does not show acidic behavior. This experiment suggests that hydrogen ions in HCl are produced in the presence of water. The separation of H plus ion from HCl molecules cannot occur in the absence of water. It occurs in the presence of water. So here you can take HCl plus H2O gives H3O plus ion plus Cl minus ion. Hydrogen ion cannot exist alone, but they exist after combining with water molecules. You know that in HCl, H plus and Cl minus ions are there. So this H plus combines with H2O gives H3O plus, that is hydronium ion. Hydrogen ions cannot exist alone, but they exist after combining with water molecules. Thus hydrogen ions must always be shown as H3, H plus aqueous or H3O plus. Here if you must write aqueous, or otherwise you must write H3O plus. Both are same here. H3O plus is same as H plus aqueous. So this is, you can write it as H plus aqueous or H3O plus. Thus hydrogen ions must always be shown as H plus aqueous or hydronium ion. H3O plus means it is called as hydronium ion. We have seen that acid gives H3O plus or H plus aqueous ion in water, and let us see what happens when a base is dissolved in water. When a base is dissolved in water, know that consider a base NaOH. If it is dissolved in water, it gives ions, positive ions Na plus, that is aqueous, plus OH minus aqueous ions. That is, you know that all bases are not dissolving in water. All bases do not dissolve in water. An alkali is a base that dissolves in water. The bases which dissolves in water are called alkali. The process of dissolving in acid or base in water is a highly exothermic one. Take one more base, potassium hydroxide. It is also alkali which dissolves in water, and positive ion K plus, that is aqueous, and OH hydroxyl or hydroxide ion. Similarly, you can take magnesium hydroxide MgOH twice and dissolved in water gives Mg2 plus ion, that is also aqueous, plus OH, that is 2 OH ions, that is aqueous. In this way, here when the alkalis, means they are the bases which dissolves in water, they gives ions when they dissolve in water. So let us consider that acids do not show acidic behavior in the absence of water. The absence of water, because acids in the absence of water will not form hydrogen ions and hence will not show acidic behavior. Acids in the absence of water will not form hydrogen ions. And hence will not show its acidic behavior. Hydrogen ions in HCl are produced in the presence of water. Produced in the presence of water. The separation of H plus ion from HCl molecules cannot occur in the absence of water. So you write HCl plus H2O gives H3O plus Cl minus. So hydrogen ions cannot exist alone. They exist after combining with water molecule. You know that HCl is having H plus and Cl minus ions. These hydrogen ions cannot exist alone. H plus ion cannot exist alone. Therefore, you take H plus ion cannot exist alone. But they exist after combining with water molecule. But they exist after combining with water molecule. Thus, you write, thus hydrogen ions must always be shown as H plus aqua or hydronium ion. Hydronium ion, that is H3O plus. This is H plus combines with H2O, gives H3O plus, which that is same as H plus aqueous. So acid gives H3O plus or H plus aqueous ion in water. That is the behavior of acid in water. So this is the behavior of acid in water. So acid forms H3O plus ions or H plus aqueous ion in water, which is responsible for the acidic properties of the acid. Now about the behavior of bases in water. Behavior of bases in water. So you take sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide, which is a base. What happens when base dissolves in water? So NaOH is a solid when it is dissolved in water. Gives Na plus aqueous plus OH minus aqueous. NaOH produces cation, that is positive ion Na plus, and hydroxide ion, that is OH aqueous. Similarly, if you take potassium hydroxide, KOH, when it is dissolved in water, it also gives K plus aqueous ion and OH minus aqueous ion. If you take magnesium hydroxide, MgOH twice, magnesium hydroxide is a solid, its molecular formula is MgOH twice. So when it is dissolved in water, then you will get Mg 2 plus or 2 plus aqueous ion plus OH minus 2 OH minus, we have to take aqueous ions. Bases generate hydroxide ions. These ions are called hydroxide ions, OH minus aqueous. Therefore, you write bases generate hydroxide ions in water. So, write Bases generate hydroxide. Bases generate hydroxide ions. OH minus ions in water So you can write that as OH minus aqueous. But you know that all bases do not dissolve in water. All bases do not dissolve in water. So the bases which dissolves in water are called alkalis. So you note down alkalis. And what are alkalis? Bases which dissolves in water. All bases do not dissolve in water. An alkali is a base that dissolves in water. They are soapy to touch, bitter and corrosive. So you take the bases that are soluble in water. Bases that are soluble in water are called alkalis. Bases that are soluble in water are called alkalis. Examples you take NaOH. It is a base which dissolves in water. Similarly, potassium hydroxide which dissolves in water. So CaOH twice. NH4OH. MgOH twice. Sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide. These are some examples of alkalis. They are the bases which dissolves in water and gives hydroxide ions. Then what are the properties of alkalis? So write properties of alkalis. Alkalis are bases. They are soapy to touch, bitter to taste and corrosive. So write first one. Alkalis are first one you take soapy to touch. Soapy to touch, bitter to taste, and they are corrosive. First of all, they are bases which dissolves in water and they are soapy to touch, bitter to taste and corrosive. So we have identified that all acids generate H plus aqueous ion and bases generate OH minus aqueous ion. So you take that is neutralization in the form of hydroxide ions and H plus ions, hydrogen ions. So you take, so in general all acids generate H plus aqueous ion, or you can write H3O plus ions, and all bases generates OH minus aqueous ions. Then we can write the neutralization reaction in terms of ions. Then the neutralization reaction in terms of ions. So the neutralization reaction in terms of ions. Here you know that acid plus base gives salt and water. That is the neutralization reaction. And acid means H will be there and X other ion plus MOH. Here H is plus, X is minus. And here M is plus, OH is minus. So what will you get here? MX, that is salt, plus HOH, that is water. HOH is water. So here H is plus, OH is minus. H is plus, OH is minus, which gives H2O. Then here both are, you have to take aqueous only. Then you write H plus aqueous plus OH minus aqueous gives H2O, which is the liquid. That is, this is a salt, this is a water. Here water forms due to the reaction between H plus ion and OH minus ion. That is the neutralization reaction in terms of ions. Now about the dilution of acids and bases. What is dilution? Mixing an acid or base with water results in decreasing concentration of ions. Concentration of ions per unit volume. Such a process is called dilution. What is dilution? Mixing an acid or base with water results in decreasing concentration of ions, hydronium ion or hydroxyl ion per unit volume. This process is called dilution. So here children, you do one activity. Take 10 ml water in a beaker. Add few drops of concentrated sulfuric acid to it and swirl the beaker slowly. Touch the base of the beaker. Is there any change in temperature? Yes, in this you can observe the rise in temperature. The temperature rises. So you can say that it is an exothermic reaction. Here there is a question, is this an exothermic or endothermic? Here the temperature rises. So here heat is liberated. Temperature rises means heat is liberated. The reaction, chemical reaction in which heat is liberated is called exothermic reaction. Dissolution of acid in water is an exothermic process. Repeat the above activity with sodium hydroxide pellets and record your observations. Repeat the above activity with sodium hydroxide pellets and record your observations. So it is clear that the process of dissolving acid or a base in water is highly exothermic. Highly exothermic as the heat liberates. Care must be taken while mixing concentrated nitric acid or sulfuric acid with water. Here HNO3 nitric acid, H2SO4 sulfuric acid. Care must be taken while mixing concentrated nitric acid or sulfuric acid with water. The acid must always be added slowly to water with constant stirring. If water is added to a concentrated acid, the heat generated may cause the mixture to splash out and cause burns. The glass container may also break due to excessive local heating. So look out of the warming sign. So it is always desirable to add acid to water, not water to acid. So it is always desirable to add acid slowly to water, keeping the solution continuously stirred. While preparing dilute solution of acids, particularly nitric acid and sulfuric acid, we should always add acid to water. Otherwise, so much heat is produced during the dilution process that the container, especially that of glass, may break. The hot contents may also cause an explosion and spill on our clothes and body. This may cut our clothes and also result into serious acid burns. So it is better to add acid to water slowly with continuous stirring. Now let us write about dilution of acids and bases. Dilution of acids and bases. Now what is dilution of acids and bases? Mixing an acid or base with water results in decreasing concentration of ions. So write mixing an acid or base or bases with water results in decreasing concentration of ions. Concentration of ions, that is H3O plus or OH ions, that is per unit volume. Per unit volume is called dilution of acids and bases. Then what do you observe when you mix an acid or base with water? When acid or base mix with water, what will you observe? Will observe first one is evolution of heat. That is, it is an exothermic reaction, heat will be evolved. Second one, you can take dilution of acid or base. Dilution of acid or base takes place. So here which one is desirable, which one is best here, which one is right, which one is the right and safe method of dilution? That is, dissolve acid or base slowly in larger amount of water rather than adding water to acid or base. So you take it is right and safe to dissolve acid or base slowly in larger amount of water rather than adding water to acid or base. If water is added to acid, what happens? What are the consequences of adding water to acid or base? So you take consequences of adding water to acid or base. What happens? If water is added to acid or base, first what happens? Excess of heat evolved. You take excess of heat evolved. Beaker may break. Beaker might break here. Next, you take mixture may splash out and cause burns. Mixture may splash out, cause burns. So, these are the consequences of adding water to acid. So, it is right and safe to dissolve acid or base slowly in larger amount of water rather than adding water to acid or base. So, these are the consequences of adding water to acid. Excess of heat evolved, beaker might break, mixture may splash out, cause burns.